We get this, a language model, right? With only 14 billion parameters, it just outperformed this total behemoth, 405 billion parameters in certain reasoning tasks. It's like David and Goliath. But in AI, that's 5.4. And we're going to do a deep dive into it. It's a language model, and it's really rewriting all the rules. We've got research papers, we've got technical reports, and even some notes on AI storytelling. So
Sure.
they're all pointing to this revolutionary approach to developing AI.
It is pretty fascinating how 5.4 is kind of challenging that assumption that, bigger is always better when it comes to AI. So this deep dive will unpack how they're getting such impressive performance by really focusing on quality over quantity when it comes to their data.
Okay, so 5.4, a smaller model, excelling at complex reasoning tasks. How? Where do we even begin with that?
Well, I think a good place to start is to understand that 5.4 is part of a family of models called Phi. And these models, they've kind of consistently been aiming to show that, bigger isn't always better. And what sets 5.4 apart really is its heavy reliance on synthetic data. So it's a move away from that traditional approach of, just scraping huge tons of data from the web.
Hold on. Synthetic data.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to unpack that one for me. What exactly is that, and why is it so important in this case?
Sure. So imagine instead of training a chef by just letting them loose in a pantry full of, random ingredients, you give them perfectly measured ingredients and a step-by-step recipe.
Okay.
Right. That's kind of like synthetic data. It's data that is intentionally created, it's structured, and it's tailored for a specific learning purpose.
But, can a model that's trained, primarily on made-up data, can it really understand and navigate, the real world?
Yeah, so that's a good question. And the researchers who developed 5.4, they created this really diverse range of over 50 synthetic data sets, totaling a massive 400 billion tokens. And these data sets were meticulously designed to cover a vast array of topics and skills, particularly focusing on reasoning tasks.
Okay, so it's not just random made-up data, it's carefully crafted information.
Exactly.
That guides the model's learning process.
Yeah.
What's a specific example of how they did that?
Sure. So one fascinating example is how they trained 5.4 on code. So they reverse engineered existing code to figure out what instructions would generate that code, and by feeding these instructions to 5.4, they basically taught it to code by understanding the underlying logic.
That's really clever. So it's like teaching someone to write a novel by first having them analyze the sentence structure and the plot development of classic literature.
Exactly, yeah. It's about understanding those underlying principles.
Now, did they use any organic data at all?
Yeah, they did. They used organic data in two key ways.
Yeah.
First, they used high-quality human-generated content as a foundation for creating those more complex synthetic data sets.
Huh.
You can think of it as providing the model with a solid understanding of real-world language patterns and concepts before kind of building on that.
Okay, so they're building on a base of real-world knowledge.
Right.
What's a second way they used organic data?
So the second way was they also used curated organic data for direct training.
Okay.
And this was particularly in areas where knowledge and reasoning are very critical.
Mm-hmm.
So think of fields like, scientific research or legal analysis.
It sounds like they were really selective about the organic data they used.
They were.
What were they looking for?
Yeah, so they prioritized data that was already rich in reasoning and educational value. So, academic papers, expert forums, technical documentation. It's like choosing the most knowledgeable and articulate teachers to guide the model's learning.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But didn't this approach raise concerns about overfitting, where the model might become too specialized in its training data and then struggle to generalize to new information?
That's a very valid concern.
Yeah.
And the researchers, they took steps to address it. One clever strategy that they used was to test 5.4 on something it had never encountered before, which was the November 2024 AMC math competitions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and these competitions, they took place after the model had completed its training. So there was no chance that it had seen the questions beforehand.
Okay. That's a pretty rigorous test. How to do.
It actually exceeded expectations.
Oh, wow.
Even outperforming models that were many times its size. And this strongly suggests that 5.4's success isn't just due to, memorization.
Oh,
It demonstrates a genuine understanding and reasoning ability.
color me impressed. But let's get specific. What kind of metrics are we talking about here? How do we actually measure 5.4's performance in a way that's like tangible?
Sure. So 5.4, it really excelled in STEM-related tasks.
Okay.
For instance, on GP2A, which focuses on graduate-level STEM questions, it scored an impressive 56.1. On math, a benchmark that's based on actual math competitions, it achieved a remarkable 80.4. And to put those into perspective, those scores often surpass the scores of models that have significantly more parameters.
Yeah. Okay. Those are some seriously impressive numbers. But I imagine like no model is without its limitations.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
What are those areas?
So while 5.4 really shines in reasoning and problem solving, there are some areas where it needs further development. One area is factual accuracy. So while it performs well overall, 5.4, like a lot of language models, can sometimes generate information that sounds plausible, but it isn't factually correct.
So it can still make things up, even with all that like carefully curated data.
Yeah. Think of it as making educated guesses that occasionally miss the mark.
Okay.
It's a challenge that researchers are actively working on.
Okay.
Another area where 5.4 could improve is in strictly following instructions.
Mm-hmm.
So it excels at understanding concepts and generating text, but it can struggle with precise formatting guidelines or very specific steps.
All right. So it's a bit of a free spirit when it comes to following rigid instructions.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. But overall, it sounds like 5.4 is really making waves in the AI world. So what happened after that initial training? Did they just kind of set it loose and hope for the best?
No, not quite. They refined it further using techniques like supervised fine-tuning or SFT and direct preference optimization or DPO.
Okay.
And these techniques help align the model with human preferences, ensuring that its outputs are not only accurate but also, relevant and helpful.
Okay, so they weren't just focused on making it smart. They were also making sure it was well behaved, user friendly. Okay, yeah. I like that.
And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
They developed a novel technique called pivotal token search.
Pivotal token search. All right. You got me. I'm curious now. Tell me more.
Okay. So imagine you're watching 5.4 solve a complex problem step by step.
Okay.
Right? Each word or symbol it generates is called a token.
Okay.
Now, some of these tokens are much more crucial than others. Mm-hmm. They heavily influence whether the model arrives at the correct solution, and these are the pivotal tokens.
So it's like identifying the key turning points in a detective novel, those crucial clues that lead to solving the mystery.
That's a great analogy. Yeah, pivotal token search identifies those critical tokens and uses them to train 5.4 to make better decisions. So it's essentially refining its reasoning process.
Fascinating. So instead of just like looking at the final answer, they're breaking down its 5.4's thought process and focusing on those like crucial decision points. How do they even determine which tokens are pivotal?
Right. So they analyze how the probability of success changes after each token is generated.
Okay.
And tokens that cause significant shifts in this probability are flagged as pivotal.
Okay.
So it's a very data-driven approach to pinpoint the turning points in 5.4's problem-solving process.
So they're essentially teaching it to like think more strategically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did this approach actually like significantly impact its performance?
It certainly did, especially in those reasoning-heavy tasks that we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
But they didn't stop there. They went a step further, and they created their own custom benchmark called phi-bench.
Another custom creation. These folks are busy.
They are.
What's so special about phi-bench?
So phi-bench addresses some of the limitations of standard AI benchmarks.
Okay.
Which often reward models for simple pattern matching rather than true understanding.
Okay. So phi-bench is designed to be a tougher test.
It is.
Ensuring that the AI isn't just, gaming the system, but genuinely comprehending the information.
Precisely. So tests for originality, meaning Phi-4's ability to generate, novel solutions rather than just repeating memorized patterns. It also tests for skill diversity. So, evaluating the model's capacity to handle, a wider range of tasks beyond just, say, solving math problems.
So it's like giving a student a test that goes beyond, multiple choice and requires them to like write essays and really demonstrate, critical thinking.
Exactly. Yeah.
What else makes Phi-bench unique?
So it uses more rigorous scoring for tasks that involve generating text. So, things like, writing a story or a poem. And by implementing specific guidelines, Phi-bench ensures that the evaluation is as objective and consistent as possible.
Okay. I'm really starting to appreciate like the level of thought and innovation that went into Phi-4's development.
Yeah.
But before we move on, I'm curious. Did they do anything to specifically address safety concerns? I mean, we've all heard the stories of AI going off the rails.
That's a critical aspect of AI development, and the Phi-4 team took it very seriously.
Okay.
They implemented several safety measures, including rigorous testing, and even collaboration with an independent red team.
A red team. Okay. What role does a red team play in AI development?
So imagine a team of experts whose sole job is to try and break the system.
Okay.
To find any weaknesses or vulnerabilities that could be exploited.
Okay.
That's the red team. And in this case, they were specifically looking for any potential for Phi-4 to generate harmful or inappropriate content.
So they were essentially the AI's toughest critics.
Yeah.
Ensuring that it wouldn't misbehave once it was, released into the world.
Exactly.
Did they find anything concerning?
So, like any complex system, there were areas for improvement. They found that Phi-4 could, in certain circumstances, be tricked into generating content that could be harmful.
Okay. So even with all the precautions, AI can still sometimes go off script.
It can happen, but here's the key takeaway. The Phi-4 team, they took these findings very seriously. They used this feedback to implement additional safeguards and refine their training process, specifically addressing the issues that were raised by the red team.
That's reassuring. It sounds like they were committed to responsible development, acknowledging that AI safety is an ongoing process.
It is. Absolutely. It's not a one and done solution. It requires continuous vigilance and a willingness to adapt as AI evolves.
This has been incredibly insightful. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of Phi-4 and its potential impact.
You're right. There's so much more to explore.
Yeah. Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, can we just recap what we've learned so far? What are the key takeaways that you want our listeners to remember?
Sure. So here are the key points.
Okay.
Phi-4 demonstrates that size isn't everything in AI. So even a relatively small model, when it's carefully trained on high-quality data, can achieve some really remarkable results. The emphasis on synthetic data combined with strategically chosen organic data played a really crucial role in Phi-4's success. So it's not just about the quantity of data, but it's about its quality, its structure, and its relevance.
Makes sense.
Innovative techniques like pivotal token search are really pushing the boundaries of how we train AI models, enabling them to reason more effectively and make better decisions. And even with an impressive model like Phi-4, it's crucial to be realistic about limitations. There's always room for improvement, especially when it comes to factual accuracy and strict adherence to instructions. And finally, Phi-4 really exemplifies how challenging assumptions and embracing innovation can lead to breakthroughs in AI. It's a testament to the power of thinking differently.
Those are some serious knowledge nuggets.
Yeah.
I'm already eager to see where this technology goes in the future.
Yeah.
But before we jump ahead, we have one more crucial area to explore, which is the intriguing intersection of Phi-4 and the world of storytelling.
Yeah. I'm excited to delve into that as well.
Okay.
It might seem like an unexpected turn, but the connections are fascinating, and they have significant implications for how we interact with AI.
I'm all ears.
Great.
Let's take a quick moment to gather our thoughts.
Okay.
And then we'll dive into the captivating world of AI storytelling.
Welcome back.
All right. I'm ready to explore this unexpected connection between 5.4 and storytelling.
Yeah.
It still feels like a little bit of a leap from what we were just talking about.
It might seem that way at first, but remember that 5.4, it really excels at understanding and generating human-like text.
Yeah.
And stories are just, a fundamental part of human communication and understanding.
Okay, so we're not talking about like AI writing the next blockbuster movie or
No.
but rather using storytelling principles to enhance how AI communicates and interacts with us.
Exactly, yeah. It's about making AI more relatable, more engaging, and ultimately more human.
Oh.
And by applying these storytelling techniques, we can really make AI interactions, more effective and even enjoyable.
Okay, intriguing. So what specific storytelling techniques are being used to enhance AI interaction?
So one technique is to start with an unsolvable mystery.
Okay.
It's like, a captivating detective story.
Uh-huh.
You present the user with a problem that seems impossible to solve and that really hooks their curiosity.
That's a clever way to draw someone in.
Yeah.
It plays on our natural desire to uncover answers and solve puzzles.
Exactly.
How would this work in the context of AI?
So imagine you're using an AI to learn about astrophysics.
Okay.
Right? Instead of just bombarding you with facts and figures.
Yeah.
The AI could pose a question like, can we travel faster than light? The laws of physics seem to say no, but what if there's a loophole?
Now I'm intrigued. I'm immediately invested in finding out if there's a way around the limitations of physics.
Exactly.
Okay.
So by presenting this unsolvable mystery, you ignite curiosity and encourage the user to really explore those concepts, engaging with the AI as a partner in discovery.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this works.
Yeah.
What other storytelling tricks can we borrow from to enhance AI?
So another technique is to introduce contradictions.
Okay.
So by presenting, contrasting viewpoints or conflicting information, you create this tension and encourage critical thinking.
Okay, like a good debate.
Exactly.
It forces you to consider different perspectives.
Exactly.
How would you apply that in an AI context?
So let's say you're using an AI to research the impact of social media on mental health.
Okay.
Right. Instead of just presenting statistics,
Yeah.
the AI could frame the discussion around contrasting arguments. Like some studies suggest social media leads to increased anxiety, while others argue it fosters a sense of community and connection. What do you think?
Now I'm compelled to weigh the evidence and really form my own conclusions.
Oh, right.
It's no longer just passive information consumption.
Right.
It's an active mental exercise.
Exactly.
Okay, what other techniques are out there?
So another powerful approach is to treat the AI interaction as an investigation.
Okay.
So instead of presenting, all the information up front, you reveal it, piece by piece, as if you're uncovering clues alongside the user.
I love this.
Yeah.
It turns the learning process into this like collaborative journey of discovery.
Yeah.
Much like solving a mystery.
Exactly. It taps into our natural curiosity and our desire to connect the dots.
Okay.
And it's far more engaging than simply being presented with a set of facts.
This is all so fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to see how storytelling can really like transform our relationship with AI.
Yeah.
Making it less about these old calculated machines and more about this shared experience of exploration and discovery.
You're hitting the nail on the head, and that's why another compelling technique is to frame AI as a character.
Okay. This sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
How do you give AI a personality?
So by imbuing it with human-like struggles, motives, and even a sense of humor.
Oh.
So instead of simply seeing it as a tool, we start to view AI as this force that's learning and evolving alongside us.
So it's about humanizing AI.
Yeah.
Without pretending that it's actually human.
Exactly. Yeah. We don't want to blur the lines between AI and human beings, but it's about making it more relatable, more approachable.
This could be really important in addressing some of the concerns surrounding AI, like fears of it becoming too powerful or even dangerous.
Yeah.
If we can relate to AI on a human level,
Yeah.
it might help alleviate some of those anxieties.
I agree. And that brings us to another fascinating technique, which is reverse engineering the future.
Reverse engineering the future.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got my attention.
So imagine starting with a futuristic scenario.
Okay.
Right. Let's say AI is advanced to the point where it can create virtual worlds that are indistinguishable from reality, and then you work backward, tracing the steps that led to that point.
So you start at the end.
Yeah.
And then figure out the hows and the whys of getting there.
Huh. Exactly. And it's a really powerful way to make complex concepts more digestible.
Okay.
You're not, just thrown into this world of futuristic jargon and technical terms.
Yeah.
Instead, you're taken on a journey. You're guided through a narrative that explains how we might get there.
It's like building a bridge from the familiar to the unfamiliar.
Right.
And when it comes to AI, which can often feel very abstract and even intimidating, that bridge is essential.
You got it.
Okay.
It makes learning about AI feel less like a lecture and more like a captivating story.
I'm loving this approach.
Yeah.
It's not just about making AI more entertaining. It's about making it more accessible.
Yeah.
And understandable. Give me another storytelling technique.
Yeah.
What else you got up your sleeve?
How about introducing an unexpected perspective?
Ooh, this sounds intriguing. So instead of always hearing from the scientists and the engineers,
Right.
we bring in someone completely different.
Exactly. It could be an artist. It could be a musician. It could be a philosopher. Someone who uses AI in a very unique way outside of the traditional tech-centric narrative.
I love that idea. It's like seeing AI through fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Broadening our understanding of its potential applications and impact.
It does. It helps us remember that AI isn't confined to this realm of technology.
Right.
It has the potential to influence and shape nearly every aspect of human life.
Give me one more.
Okay.
I'm eager to hear what other storyteller techniques you have up your sleeve.
Okay. How about a classic building towards a mind-blowing twist?
A plot twist, just like in a movie. I'm already on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine you're interacting with an AI
Okay.
that seems incredibly human-like. You're having a conversation, you're sharing ideas, maybe even cracking jokes.
Huh?
And then you discover something that completely reframes your understanding of the situation.
Oh, I love this. Maybe you discover that the AI isn't actually an AI,
Exactly.
but a team of humans, cleverly orchestrating the conversation.
That's one possibility.
That-
Or perhaps the AI has developed a level of self-awareness that you never anticipated.
Uh-huh.
The key is to challenge assumptions and spark that moment of surprise that makes the user rethink everything they thought they knew about AI.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's about using storytelling to not just inform,
Yeah.
but to provoke deeper thought and reflection.
You got it. It's
Yeah.
about pushing boundaries and encouraging people to really engage with the complexities and potential of AI in a meaningful way.
All right. What else? How else can we keep people on their toes, so to speak?
Yeah. Okay. So this final technique focuses on maintaining engagement, break the pattern at the midpoint.
Break the pattern. You mean like a sudden change of pace or direction?
Precisely. Yeah. It's about disrupting expectations.
Okay.
So it could be a shift in tone. It could be a sudden topic change. It could even be a well-placed joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see how that would prevent people from tuning out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps the experience fresh and unpredictable.
Yeah.
How would you use this in an AI context?
Okay. So let's say you're discussing the ethical implications of self-driving cars
Okay.
with an AI. right? It's a serious topic. Could easily become, heavy and overly technical. Right in the middle of the discussion, the AI injects a bit of humor, maybe a lighthearted comment about, parallel parking woes.
That's a great example.
Yeah, that's
it breaks the tension, resets the listener's attention, without undermining the seriousness of the topic.
exactly. It's like a mental palate cleanser.
Yeah.
It's refreshing the conversation and keeping the user engaged.
I'm absolutely loving these ideas.
Yeah.
It's remarkable how storytelling can really transform the way we interact with AI.
You're right. It's not just about efficiency or accuracy anymore. It's about forging a connection.
Yep.
It's about sparking curiosity and ultimately making the entire experience more human.
It sounds like these techniques are more than just theoretical ideas.
Right.
Are they being applied in real world AI applications already?
Absolutely. Yeah. Think about some of the most engaging AI assistants out there, right? They don't just provide, these dry, factual responses. They incorporate humor, personality, and even those storytelling elements to really enhance the interaction.
That makes sense. I've definitely encountered AI assistants with a bit of sass or a knack for weed remarks.
Exactly. They're using storytelling to create a more enjoyable and memorable user experience. And as AI continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more creative and innovative applications of these techniques.
This has been incredibly enlightening.
Yeah.
My mind is racing with the possibilities.
Yeah.
I need a moment to process all this amazing information.
I hear you. It's a lot to take in, but it's incredibly exciting stuff.
We've covered so much ground.
Yeah.
From the technical intricacies of 5.4 to the power of storytelling in AI.
Right.
I'm eager to hear what else is on the agenda for our deep dive.
Okay, so next we'll be wrapping up our exploration of 5.4.
Okay.
And diving into some of the broader implications of this remarkable model.
Sounds fantastic. I'm ready when you are. So we've explored the remarkable capabilities of 5.4, its unconventional approach to training data, and even its unexpected connection to the world of storytelling. Now, as we wrap up our deep dive, I'm curious about the broader implications of this model. What makes 5.4 so significant in the grand scheme of AI development?
Well, I think one of the key things is that 5.4 really challenges this deeply ingrained assumption in AI that bigger is always better.
Yeah.
It really demonstrates that a smaller model, when it's meticulously crafted and trained on high quality data, can achieve groundbreaking results.
We talked about this earlier. So it's really like David taking on Goliath.
Yeah.
And proving that size isn't everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And 5.4 really opens up whole new world of possibilities, particularly for researchers and organizations who might not have access to the vast resources that are required to train those massive models.
So it's about democratizing access to powerful AI, making it more widely available. What impact could this have on various fields?
Well, imagine the possibilities in education where AI tutors could, personalize learning experiences for each student, or in healthcare where AI could assist doctors in diagnosing diseases earlier and more accurately. Even in creative fields like music or writing, AI could become this really valuable tool for artists and writers, helping them explore new ideas and push creative boundaries.
I'm envisioning a future where AI isn't just this exclusive tool for elite institutions or tech giants. It's something that anyone can leverage and benefit from.
Yeah, and that's really the exciting potential that 5.4 represents. It's a reminder that innovation often arises from unexpected places, and sometimes the most impactful solutions aren't the most complex or resource intensive. They're the ones that are born from ingenuity and a relentless focus on quality over quantity.
That's beautifully put. But before we wrap things up, I have one final and perhaps slightly provocative question.
Okay.
Are there potential downsides to this democratization of AI? Is there anything we should be wary of as these powerful tools become more accessible?
That's an incredibly important question. And while the, wider availability of AI is undeniably exciting, it also, it underscores the importance of responsible and ethical development. We need to be mindful of potential biases, ensure that, data privacy is protected, and guard against misuse.
So it's not just about making AI more accessible. It's about ensuring that it's used ethically and for the benefit of humanity.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a shared responsibility that extends to developers, researchers, policymakers, and ultimately all of us who interact with these powerful tools.
This has been an incredible journey. We've delved into the technical complexities of 5.4, explored its surprising connections to storytelling, and contemplated its broader implications for the future of AI. I feel like I've gained a much deeper understanding of this revolutionary model.
Yeah, it's been great exploring this with you.
Any final thoughts or resources you'd recommend for our listeners who want to dive deeper into 5.4 synthetic data or the intersection of AI and storytelling?
Sure. The 5.4 technical report is a great starting point for those who really want to delve into, the technical details. There's also a wealth of information online about synthetic data and its growing role in AI.
We'll be sure to include links to those resources in the show notes for our listeners.
Great. And for those who are, captivated by the idea of AI storytelling, I encourage you to explore the fascinating ways that narrative techniques are being integrated into AI applications. It's a field that's brimming with potential, and I expect we'll see many more exciting developments in the years to come.
I'm already looking forward to our next deep dive into the ever evolving world of AI. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those minds engaged.